Hello and welcome back to Live here on RTV International. Tonight I'm with you, Yasab Hakim. We do have one of the real persons, the real people who were in that movie, not the actors, but the real people that the actors played their part. So we'd like to welcome with us Captain Amr al-Batanouni.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Captain Amr al-Batanouni is in the Navy, and he's an officer in the Egyptian Navy since 1966. And he raided on Eilat, Israeli military port in 1970, destroying the Israeli Navy carrier Beit Sheva, and he was awarded with a military star. That was the highest honor then by late President Nasser. And then in 1973, during the war, he also raided an oil field and oil rigs in Aburdis and Balaim, and that was to stop the Israelis. And he was awarded with another medal, and this time by late President Anwar Sadat. And then he was also promoted from the rank of lieutenant to lieutenant commander. And then in 1975, after the war, he resigned his commission as a military man and went on to do his own, going on with his own life, right?
Yes, exactly. Everybody have seen the Road to Eilat many times. It was on the television, Egyptian television many times. It's a film that directors and producers and actors and cameramen, they have made a lot of effort in that film. It gives a general idea about the idea of the raid on Eilat, the purpose and the results. When I will start giving the real story of what happened on the 15th and 16th of November 1969 for the first raid, and on the 5th and 6th of February 1970, the second raid, which was on the film only one raid. And because it was according to budget, this is what they were saying, that they couldn't do the two operations. And the telespectator will see and feel that there is a difference between both of them. Of the real story of the raid of the Egyptian Navy frogmen on Eilat, the idea, I want to come back first to, after 67, Israeli forces, they had an idea of continuing harassing us on the eastern borders. And since they had the sovereignty of the air, because our air forces were destructed in 67, most of them, so they were mastering the air, and they have asked the United States to give them an amphibious carrier that carries 6 or 7 tanks, and with the help of another amphibious carrier, they will attack any military post all over our eastern border. And this is what started to happen, and they made 3 or 4 raids. Two very well known is the one of Abu Darag and Za'farana in 68, where they went for 15 hours in our land, took military equipments and civilian and military prisoners, and they came back to Eilat port with the help of this Beit Sheva and Bat Yam. So the Egyptian armed forces decided that we have to get rid of these 2 vessels because they were threatening us. The Navy offered to blow and to destroy these 2 vessels, and the plan of the Navy was accepted. And we got the green light on the 15th and 16th of November. 3 units of frogmen raided on Israeli port, and unfortunately they didn't reach the Israeli military port. They reached the Israeli Eilat merchant port. Okay. And there they destroyed 2 merchant vessels. First raid that was in the merchant Eilat port, there was a drawback in it because of course it was a very successful operation. They did a very successful one, very courageous, and the results were fantastic for the spirit of the armed forces in Egypt. But in the same time, the Israel knew that we had the capability and the training that we could enter military ports and destroy their 2 vessels. So they have ordered these 2 vessels to leave at dusk and to return at dawn. It means that all night they are patrolling, so there was no hope for us to get these 2 vessels again. Until the vessel of Beit Sheva and Bat Yam, they raided on an Egyptian island named Shidwan. and this was in January 1970. They took ammunition from there, also prisoners, and they went back to Eilat to discharge all these ammunition. And luckily for us, that one of the car carrying ammunition blew up, one going out of the door of Becheva. And we got information from our post of reconnaissance in Al-Aqaba that the Becheva was not sailing by night anymore, and she was there on repair at least for 7 days. We were rushed to the Jordan through Iraq, and we reached Jordan there, and we raided on the 5th and 6th of February 1970 on Eilat port, where we were. They knew that we were coming because they knew when the blow-up and the repair of Becheva was for 1 week, that at that time we will use it to raid on the 2 vessels. And they did all the precautions known in the world, anti-frogmen, and with that they had the bombing against frogmen, as well the helicopters with sending flares into the air to lighten the whole area. As well, they put nets around the harbor, and all that did not prevent us to continue with a lot of determination to get these 2 vessels. And we were lucky. I think, I'm sure that God was with us as well. I think that the luck also played part of it.